Let me start by saying, this video is not about fear-mongering. We're not here to scare you away from supplements, because the truth is, in many cases, supplements are absolutely essential for maintaining overall health, correcting deficiencies, and even lowering the risk of chronic conditions that would otherwise leave you dependent on medications, which, let's be honest, often come with side effects that are far worse than most supplements. But here's the problem. The supplement industry is exploding. There are more options than ever, but that also means more chances for shady manufacturing practices, cost-cutting shortcuts, and hidden ingredients that have no business being in your body. Some of these compounds have been linked to serious long-term health risks, ranging from insulin resistance and gut inflammation to an increased risk of cancer. And really, ask yourself this: would you ever eat plastic, synthetic chemicals, or industrial additives on your dinner plate? Then why swallow them in your supplements? Clean supplements aren't a luxury. They're a necessity, because the hidden ingredients matter just as much as the ones printed in bold on the front of the label. So in today's video, we're diving into the truth behind many of the most common hidden ingredients in supplements. Ingredients that could silently be doing more harm than good. And stick around, because after that, I'll show you exactly how to choose clean, effective, and safe supplements without falling for clever marketing or hidden toxins. Before we jump in, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, so this video can reach more people who might be unknowingly putting their health at risk. Let's get into it. High fructose corn syrup and corn derivatives. Now here's one you probably wouldn't expect in your supplements. High fructose corn syrup, also known as HFCS, and other corn-based derivatives, things like cornstarch, maltodextrin, modified corn syrup solids, and dextrose. And yes, even supplements that seem healthy can contain these. Why do supplement companies use them? Well, they're cheap, they improve texture, help with binding the pill together, and sometimes they even act as fillers or sweeteners in chewables or flavored powders. But here's the kicker. These are not harmless, especially if you're taking multiple supplements every day. HFCS and maltodextrin are quickly absorbed and spike your blood sugar even faster than table sugar. In fact, maltodextrin has a glycemic index of 105 to 110, while regular sugar is around 65. That's worse than sugar when it comes to triggering insulin spikes. One study published in Nutrients in 2019 found that long-term intake of high glycemic additives like these increases the risk of insulin resistance, fatty liver, and even type 2 diabetes. And while the amount in a single pill might seem tiny, the cumulative effect matters, especially if you're taking several supplements a day. Here's the tricky part. Companies don't usually label it as high fructose corn syrup. Instead, you'll see vague names like cornstarch, modified food starch, dextrose, or maltodextrin in the other ingredients section. It sounds harmless, but it's not. And yes, you can absolutely find cleaner options, even on Amazon. You just have to read labels carefully and dig a little deeper. Quick tip: Dr. Eric Berg actually did a great video a while back where he showed how to test your supplements at home for hidden starches using iodine. The test is simple. Mix the supplement powder with water, add a few drops of iodine, and if it turns dark blue, that means starch is present. He even tested his own supplements on video to prove they were starch-free. If you take a lot of pills daily, it's totally worth learning this quick trick. So don't brush this off because it's just a little bit. Little things add up, especially over time. Titanium dioxide. Next up is something that sounds more like paint than something you'd put in your body. Titanium dioxide. It's a white pigment used in supplements, especially capsules and tablets, to make them look pure, bright, and uniform. You'll often see it in white-coated tablets, chewables, or anything where the manufacturer wants a clean, polished finish. It has no nutritional value. It's used strictly for appearance. But here's where things get concerning. Studies have linked titanium dioxide nanoparticles to DNA damage, inflammation, and potential gut disruption. In fact, a 2021 ruling by the European Food Safety Authority, FSA, declared that titanium dioxide can no longer be considered safe as a food additive, because it may accumulate in the body and cause long-term harm. And while it hasn't been banned in the US yet, many countries, including France, have already banned it from food products. The good news? Many clean supplement brands have already removed it, so if you see it listed, just skip it. There are better options out there. 3. Phthalates. Let's talk about something you probably associate with plastic bottles, not your supplements. Phthalates. These are a group of chemicals used to make plastics flexible. In the supplement world, they're often used in enteric coatings, those special coatings that protect the pill from stomach acid so it dissolves later in the intestines. Sounds useful, right? But here's the catch. Phthalates are known endocrine disruptors. That means they can interfere with your hormones, mess with your metabolism, reproductive system, and potentially increase the risk of chronic conditions over time. A study published in Environmental Health Perspectives found that regular supplement users had significantly higher levels of phthalate metabolites in their urine, and in some cases up to 50 to 60% higher levels in people taking garlic, saw palmetto, and fish oil supplements coated with phthalates. And here's what's even more concerning. Phthalates are fat-soluble, so they can leach into the oily contents of things like vitamin D fish oil and CoQ10, then head straight into your bloodstream. How do you spot them? Look for ingredients like cellulose acetate phthalate, also known as CAP, polyvinyl acetate phthalate, or PVAP, or even methacrylate copolymers, which often include phthalate-based materials. Now, to be clear, not all enteric coatings are bad. Some companies use safer phthalate-free coatings made from algae-based polysaccharides or special acid-resistant HPMC, like DR caps. Propylene glycol. Let's talk about another hidden ingredient you might not expect in your daily supplements. Propylene glycol. Yes, that's the same compound used in antifreeze, but before you panic, it's also commonly used in the food and pharmaceutical industries. In supplements, propylene glycol is added as a solvent, a preservative, or to help keep things moist and evenly mixed, especially in liquid supplements, soft gels, and some flavored chewables. Now, while it is approved by the FDA in small amounts and considered generally recognized as safe, that doesn't mean it's harmless, especially if you're taking multiple supplements every day. Some studies have shown that repeated or high exposure to propylene glycol can cause kidney and liver stress, skin irritation, and in rare cases, metabolic acidosis. It's especially concerning for people with liver or kidney issues, neurological conditions, or for pregnant women and children. Your liver actually metabolizes propylene glycol in a similar way to alcohol. So, if your body is already working hard to detox or heal, this added burden can be an issue. It often shows up on labels under the name propylene glycol, or sometimes just PG. But it can also be hidden inside flavoring agents or listed as part of a proprietary blend, especially in sweetened liquids, syrups, and dropper-based herbal formulas. You'll mostly see it in liquid B-complex vitamins, flavored CBD oils, some multivitamin syrups, and even sugar-free supplement gummies. High-quality brands often skip this ingredient entirely, and instead use things like vegetable glycerin or natural plant oils to get the same effect, without the chemical baggage. BHT, also known as butylated hydroxytoluene. BHT is a synthetic antioxidant that supplement companies use to preserve shelf life. It helps prevent fats and oils from going rancid, especially in oil-based supplements like fish oil, CoQ10, or vitamin E. On paper, that sounds useful. Nobody wants spoiled supplements. But here's the problem. BHT isn't just a preservative. It's also a petroleum-derived chemical, and studies have shown that it can act as a hormone disruptor and may potentially promote tumor growth in certain contexts. Animal studies over the years have raised serious red flags. Some research has linked BHT to liver damage, thyroid problems, and impaired lung function. And while the doses used in animal testing are often higher than what you'd find in a single supplement, again, the concern is chronic exposure. If you're taking multiple supplements daily over months or years, even trace amounts can build up and place stress on the liver and other detox organs. Some countries, including parts of Europe, have banned or restricted BHT use in food due to safety concerns, but in the United States, it's still allowed in small amounts. Many reputable brands now use natural antioxidants like rosemary, extract mixed tocopherols or ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C, to preserve freshness. No synthetics needed. Those are the ones you want. Magnesium stearate. Despite the name, magnesium stearate isn't a source of magnesium that your body can use for health. It's actually a flow agent, used in the manufacturing process to keep ingredients from clumping together, and to make capsules and tablets glide smoothly through machines. From a production standpoint, it's very helpful. But from a health perspective, it's more complicated. Now, is it outright toxic? Not exactly. Regulatory agencies like the FDA consider magnesium stearate safe in small amounts. Some early animal studies also suggested that magnesium stearate could suppress immune function, though the evidence isn't conclusive in humans. Still, if you're someone with autoimmune conditions or chronic inflammation, it's worth being cautious. Clean label supplements often advertise no magnesium stearate right on the bottle, and many reputable brands use plant-based flow agents to avoid this issue altogether. Gelatin is animal-based, usually made by boiling down connective tissues, bones, and skin of animals, most commonly pigs, about 46%, and cows, around 23%. What you're getting in that clear capsule is essentially cooked animal collagen, the same stuff used to make things like Jell-O. Now, from a nutritional point of view, collagen isn't necessarily bad. In fact, it has its own health benefits when sourced cleanly. But the quality and source of gelatin used in cheap supplements is where things start to get murky. The problem is that not all gelatin is created equal. In many mass-produced supplements, the gelatin may come from low-quality animal byproducts, often the leftover scraps that aren't fit for food production. In 2012, for example, a scandal in China revealed that some capsules were being made with industrial gelatin from scrap leather, which contained extremely high levels of chromium, a heavy metal that can be toxic in large amounts. Some capsules had up to 90 times the legal limit of chromium. Now you might be thinking, but surely that's not the case with the supplements I buy. The truth is, most supplement labels don't specify the source of their gelatin. They just say gelatin without telling you whether it's from pigs or cows, or how clean the source is. This is a big deal, especially for people with dietary restrictions, religious concerns, or anyone who simply wants to avoid animal-derived ingredients from unknown sources. So what are your options? If you prefer to avoid animal products or just want a cleaner capsule, look for supplements that use plant-based alternatives like pullulan or hydroxypropyl methylcellulose, HPMC, though even with HPMC there are some things to watch out for, which we'll discuss separately. Hydroxypropyl methylcellulose or HPMC, one of the most common ingredients in so-called vegetarian or plant-based capsules. At first glance it sounds like a clean, natural alternative to gelatin, and supplement companies love to label these capsules as vegetable-based, which makes them sound as innocent as ground-up spinach. But the reality is a bit more complicated. HPMC isn't just plant fiber, it's a semi-synthetic polymer, meaning it starts with plant cellulose, usually from wood pulp or cotton, but it's heavily chemically processed to become what it is. The transformation involves substances like methyl chloride and propylene oxide, both industrial chemicals, to create that capsule form. While regulators like the FDA consider HPMC generally recognized as safe GRS, the term vegetable capsule is definitely misleading and gives consumers the wrong impression about what they're actually taking. Now we're going to talk about how to choose a clean, safe supplement. Check the other ingredients list. Check the other ingredients list, not just the actives. Scan for ingredients like gelatin and be sure to ask if it's from pig or cow. Look for vegetable capsules, which are often HPMC, but it's better to prefer pullulan. Also, watch out for additives like carrageenan, CAP, PVAP, titanium dioxide, or artificial colors and sweeteners. Look for certifications. You should look for USDA Organic, which indicates pullulan and no phthalates or artificial colors or preservatives. Also, check for non-GMO project verified and third-party tested labels like NSF, USP, or Informed Choice for purity and potency. Prefer transparent brands. Choose brands that disclose capsule materials, share sourcing, testing, and manufacturing standards. Avoid those with vague ingredients or aggressive marketing but no transparency. Use powders or liquids when possible. For bulk nutrients like magnesium, vitamin C, or protein powders, go for powder or liquid forms to avoid questionable coatings or fillers. Be especially cautious with oil-based supplements may leach chemicals. Daily use ones build up exposure. And probiotics or enzymes often need enteric coatings. Check what they're made of. Consider getting your supplements from Europe. If you live in the United States, consider sourcing your supplements from reputable European brands. European regulations are often stricter, and many questionable ingredients that are still allowed in U.S. supplements, like certain colorants, preservatives, and additives, have been banned or heavily restricted in the EU. It might cost a bit more, but your long-term health is worth it. Thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you see your supplements in a new light and gave you the tools to make smarter, safer choices. If you found this information helpful, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more eye-opening health content like this. And remember, always consult your healthcare provider before starting or stopping any supplement. Your health deserves personalized guidance. Stay informed, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.